Hi and welcome to Zoom TV, the show where we explore everything that flies, drives and floats and invite you along for the experience. Only you can do that, old man. How are you?
Good, mate.
Now, we're over here in WA at the Wanneroo Racetrack where they race the V8s, in fact, to do what, Ross?
Well, Northside Nissan put on track days every now and again, and they've invited us along today to have a drive in the mighty Nissan GTR, and I tell you what, this thing's got more grunt than a piggery.
It's a responsibility to also give them the opportunity to really find out what their cars are like.
And thanks to John Hughes, I'll be checking out the new Falcon utility, the XR6. Now, the XR6 does stand out in the crowd.
And thanks to Asander, our celebrity hitchhiker is Reece Mastin. You know who he is, wouldn't you, Ross? He's in every single CD he's ever made. Thanks to Northside Nissan, I'm going to actually challenge you to a GTR fast lap. What do you reckon? Okay, there you go. No cheating this time. So get ready. Are you ready, Ross?
I am. For Zoom TV.
I don't think you were.
Well, I'm here with Richard Hughes, dealer principal of Northside Nissan. Richard, this is a track day. It looks pretty well organised. You do a few of these?
We do. We try and do at least 4 a year, one every quarter for the customers. The whole track day is just about, obviously, doing something back for the customer. They've supported us for many years, and a lot of these guys have had more than one GTR that they've purchased, and they keep upgrading and changing, so we feel it's a responsibility to also give them the opportunity to really find out what their cars are like.
But also potential customers can come along and have a drive in the demo.
They can, and hence why you sometimes see different vehicles that are down here. You know, it gives other people the opportunity to compare their car to ours, and we frequently get our customers as well. So we'll gladly take a customer out and let them see what the cars are like, and a couple of the guys that race them, they do the same. So it's a really nice, it's a good fraternity.
Well, I'm sad to say that the Nissan GTR was one of the reasons that I actually gave away tarmac rallying. Back in 05 and 06, I won a couple of tarmac rallies in an Evo 9 Turbo, which was a fast car then.
Yep.
But I happened to get a motor magazine and see that Nissan were releasing the GTR, and I looked at it and I said, there's no way that I'm going to beat one of those, so that's why I gave it away. But they have actually developed since the original one, haven't they?
They have. I mean, the GTR itself, since its launch, the chief designer, he made a decision that they were going to continuously improve this particular model. So the R35, it's been around since 08-09, and basically the 08-09 was one car, it won Performance Car of the Year. Then when they came to this particular model, which when you look at it, the 11, the 12, the 13, they changed the car mechanically by nearly 70%. So they really do continue to improve this car. And we do these days so that people can find out how good they really are.
Tell me the difference in times to 100 kilometres an hour with those cars.
When they first launched the car in 08-09, the cars then were doing 3.8 to 100. And now the GTR is one of the few cars in the world that sits below the category of under 3 seconds to 100.
Right, so Nissan GTR, Lamborghini.
It'll beat it to 100.
Plus they're a bit cheaper.
A lot cheaper, probably half the price, if not a third of the price.
Well, thanks, Richard. That's very interesting.
Been a pleasure.
A little bit later on the show, Aaron's going to be talking to a few of those drivers around here. And if you want any more information on the fantastic GTR, you can click on to northsidenissan.com.au or zoomtv.com.au and follow the links.
Welcome back to Zoom TV. I'm now joined by a man that I'm told is one of the biggest supporters, biggest fans of the Nissan GTR. Nathan Bailey, how are you?
Good, thanks, mate.
Now, Richard tells me that you're into your 8th or 9th GTR. Yep. What do you love about them?
It's just great performance and great value. I just love the car, and I fit into it nicely, and it's convenient. I can put the kids in the back if I want to, and I can blast Ferraris on track days.
Now, tell me your favourite thing about the drive in the Nissan GTR.
It's really the performance. So for me, it's the total package. I can drive it up to the shops, and I can drive it on a racetrack and drive it from the racetrack back home without any problems. It just is a great car.
Okay, so It handles really well?
Handles beautifully, goes great in a straight line, it goes great around corners.
It does. I've experienced that myself. Now, is it true that you've been the first person to own pretty much every model that's come in for the last few years?
Yes, that's true.
What drives you to just to get hold of them? You must love them.
It's like everything. I think it's good to be an individual, and you know, to be the first guy to do something's good. But I think if it wasn't for Richard at Northside, I probably wouldn't have done it. He's really looked after me over the years, and we've had a great relationship. So
Awesome. Just quickly, tell me about this particular car that you've just purchased.
yeah, this is the black edition. It has some different features to the normal 2013 GTR. It's got different wheels, which are taken from a V-spec GTR. It's got different seats inside. The performance is pretty similar, but it's just a few little tweaks that make it a little bit individual, more bespoke.
Okay, well, I'm going to let you get back out there in the track, mate. I really
Thanks.
appreciate your time. Now, if you would like to be an owner of a Nissan GTR, make sure you see the guys, our friends at Northside Nissan. Go to northsidenissan.com.au or follow the links from Zoom TV.
Today we're going to look at a market where there really is only two key players. That's Ford and Holden. Now there are other manufacturers of utilities, but they don't step up to the plate when it comes to mumbo performance and good looks. Today it's the Ford Falcon Utility XR6 Brute Ute. Now we're going to look at how this tradesman workhorse has morphed itself into an Aussie icon. Firstly, you need horsepower, and Ford offer a range of tech-advanced engines from the torquey 4-litre 16 to the fire-breathing 16 turbo and an economical but powerful, rigorously tested Eco LPI engine. Our demonstrator vehicle today is a naturally aspirated engine, yet boasts 195 kilowatts of power and 391 newton metres of torque, which means some serious muscle for your money. Next, you need a gearbox that can handle the power, and the XR6 comes in a responsive 6-speed manual transmission or an automatic ZF 6-speed gearbox. Combine these two factors with car-like front suspension and precision-tuned rear suspension, and you've got yourself a beast of a ute with a smooth ride. Now, the XR6 does stand out in the crowd. Why? Because of its sleek design. Also, it has a low centre of gravity, big bold 18-inch wheels, colour coordinated rear vision mirrors, and up the front a big bold grille including fog lights. Throw in a choice of colours and a number of trim options and you have one sexy ute. Once inside, the difference between the styling of the sedan and the ute is slim, with the XR6 decked out with all the features discerning buyers would expect. Bluetooth mobile phone integration, steering wheel function controls and cruise control, as well as a multi-function display, all aided by a massive 8-inch colour touch display screen. There's a generous space behind the seats that also gives you a lockable storage area. An extensive airbag system which includes side and thorax airbags, an immobiliser, fatigue warning system and keyless entry. Now it's all pretty nice in here. The driver's seat has a position sensor, automatic climate control, power windows and a top-of-the-range sound system. Now this rig has a large back deck area and can carry just over half a tonne, and if you've got a brake trailer you can tow 2.3 tonne. Now the tub liner comes as standard equipment and that is a must. I don't know how many utes you've seen with big dents out the side. These things enhance the beauty of your car and add to the resale value if you trade up to a new rig. At the moment, the XR6 Ute comes with a 5-year, 200,000 kilometre new car warranty and a 5-star ANCAP safety rating. To test drive one or find out more information, simply call into John Hughes in Victoria Park or log on to zoomtv.com.au.
Welcome back to Zoom TV. Now, this is a very, very special segment for me because 12 months ago, Mr. Ross Dunkerton and I were in Melbourne and Mr. Dunkerton cheated on a challenge. Today, I've got the very trustworthy Richard from Northside Nissan here to actually adjudicate a fair race. Are you up to the challenge, Roscoe?
I am just Slip that in there.
We'll sort that out later, yep.
There is nothing. People at home will be able to judge for themselves. These are the rules. First or second, what do you want to do?
I'll go first.
Okay, so if you drive first and when you actually come back in, so rolling start, one warm-up lap,
Yep.
rolling start, cool down, bring it in, we swap it over, stay away from the tyres.
Got me.
Richard, you can time it and tell us at the end who in fact wins. Me, of course.
I'll make sure that my hand timer works properly and accurately, yes.
There you go. So, Roscoe, good luck to you, sir.
Right, mate.
Soon
Okay.
up and let's go.
Let's see you go.
Nice start. It's a nice start. He's going slow around the corner. Did you explain to him that the accelerator was on the far right?
Yeah. I said to him, don't be worried to stand on it.
Ooh. And ooh, he's done. 109. 109, easy. But I want your hands above the steering wheel. I want to see what you're doing.
Well,
They said it wasn't bad.
one word for the car, spectacular.
Okay, mate, well, what do you see? One word for the driver coming up.
This car can make average drivers heroes.
Mate, I found a grey hair.
Oh, right.
Definitely wasn't mine.
And racing as he goes into turn number 1. A little bit narrow there. Come on the gas. Oh, he's very... Oh! And he's nearly lost it. How about that? Up through the S's. He's lost a bit of time through there. This will be the next one. The left up the hill. Let's see. It's all quiet.
I don't like the silence.
Get the tow truck.
Come on,
Get
I
the
don't like the
tow truck.
silence. Please be
Oh.
some noise.
Come on, onto the gas. Here he goes. Oh, not bad.
You're safe.
I'm safe, don't worry. Oh, yeah.
Still a living legend.
I
We got it on camera. Well done.
I just wanted to say to you, the heater was on.
Oh,
It was. It was.
Oh, no,
no.
the heater was on.
The ABS. The ABS. You just can't do it fair and square, can you? I think I lost 4 seconds over there, just adjusting all the buttons on the car. Brought it home though.
Oh, you did.
Brought it home though.
Good run.
Mate, again you won.
Okay,
There's
no
another challenge coming up very, very soon.
not a problem.
I can see I've lost. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Tell you what, if you want to get yourself a GTR from an honest man, not a dishonest man, make sure you go to northsidenissan.com.au or Ross.
And as I said, when you're driving one of these, you can become young because the amount of G-force, it just stays like that.
Unless someone alters all the controls in the car. You're a champion. Thanks very much. I want to go again.
All right.
Today, thanks to Asander, we're in Victoria to go inside one of the oldest and most successful vehicle dealerships in the Western Districts, Winter and Taylor. Now, they've been operating for more than 100 years. Think about that for a second. That's longer than most car manufacturers have been making cars. And to survive over 100 years of business, it'd be fair to say you know what the secret of success is. So let's go inside and find out what the secret is. Winter and Taylor proudly represent leading manufacturers, including Holden, which they have done for 80 years, Kia for 14 years, plus the tough commercial truck brand Isuzu for 39 years, and have Geelong's largest panel shop. They also stock a large range of hand-picked, pre-owned passenger and commercial vehicles. Over the years, Winter and Taylor have remained true to their original formula for success, and that is offering you quality products and having nothing but experienced staff that offer you the very best of customer service. These values were started by a family business and they're honoured by a family right up to this very day. The Morphy family name has been synonymous with Winter and Taylor through much of its history. Shelley Morphy was the managing director from 1948 through to 1952. And in 1981, his sons, Ron and Brom Morphy, took control of the dealership, starting a brand new era at Winter and Taylor. Over the preceding 2 decades, they became one of Victoria's most successful General Motors dealerships. In 2001, the 3rd generation of the Morphy family, James, took the steering wheel, a role he still enjoys right up to the very day. So James, to say 100 years is a long time, I think is a bit of an understatement. Can you share some of the history with us?
We've been around 104 years. The business was started by Harry Winter and Harry Taylor. My grandfather was involved in the 1950s. My father and uncle, they bought the business in 1980, and I bought the business 10 years ago.
So James, over 100 years of experience would teach you a few lessons. What have you learned?
Learned a lot of things, but we basically work on TTIF, which is team, training, integrity and fun. We've got a fantastic team. We've got our own HR manager to make sure we get our people right. We've got an intensive training program for when people are inducted into the business. The integrity, that's just instrumental in the whole business, and fun. You've got to have fun. If you're not having fun, you shouldn't be in this business. I get around every single day and ensure that every single person gives great customer service by living by those principles that my family have set a long, long time ago.
Okay, so I think I've worked out what makes Winter and Taylor so successful, and I reckon you'd work it out within a couple of minutes of visiting their dealership. And that is, every single staff member here is proud of the quality product they sell and wants to offer you a complete car care solution. And the real secret? Well, that's good old-fashioned service. And if you would like to experience service enriched with 100 years of experience, make sure you get down to Winter and Taylor, or go to zoomtv.com.au and follow the links. Reece Mastin, how are you?
Hey, buddy. Not too bad, thank you.
Thanks for getting into the van. Now, I've got to be honest, I'm a little bit jealous of the fringe.
Of the fringe, yeah.
People would say your voice, but the fringe, that's a good-looking fringe.
I've been working on it for a while. I'm contemplating cutting it off, though.
Now, you're not going to believe it, right? Don't cut it off, because I did. I had the fringe when I was growing the fringe. You know, everything was cool. The fringe was cool. Sun didn't worry me. Now, can't go out in the daylight.
I can maybe give you a bit of mine if I chop it off.
You probably could. That's a thick head of hair. Now, talking about you.
Yeah.
You are one of the most talented guys that have come through, I suppose, the real audition stage.
Yeah. It's I think the things with the shows like that is you rarely find someone that's gonna keep going afterwards. And I feel like now, like especially lately, there's been people like Johnny and Andrew DeSilva that are just coming through and they're keeping it real and they're keeping going. So yeah, it's cool to see stuff coming out.
And you know what the great thing of that is? And it's great for you guys, and it's great for the people that follow in your footsteps because they're taken serious.
Yeah, it's like One Direction came off a show and they're one of the biggest bands in the world. So yeah, they can't be going bad at the moment.
Now, mate, before you go, right, before I finish all my questions, when I finish all my questions, I'm going to show you how I sing, and I want you to tell me if I've got a future. Not now, I want you to hold, I want suspense.
Later on? All right, sweet.
Okay, now, I've got to ask you, as you've come through the system, what would be your most memorable moment that you did that contributed to where you are today?
Memorable moment? I did an arena tour around Australia and New Zealand, and I think like doing the normal shows where you have like a couple thousand people in the room, it's incredible. Doing arenas when we actually outsold Foo Fighters and Silverchair in New Zealand. Wow. So doing stuff like that, it just kind of wakes you up a little bit and you're like, wow, like people are listening. So that was probably the big one for me.
Screaming your name and stuff like that.
Yeah, singing the songs and just,
Face that fear every week, I tell you. Okay, now I'm going to ask you the Ascender Fast 5. You ready for that?
All right, go on.
Okay, the first car you ever owned.
I just got given a Hyundai Veloster.
There you go.
My first one, yeah.
How is that?
It's pretty crazy, that car.
What is your opinion of the best car ever made?
Probably Aston Martin DB9.
Love it.
Just because I love James Bond as well.
I know, and so cool, and you think you're going to get one of those babes.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen for me.
Nah.
It might happen for you. Don't give up on the dream. What is your opinion of the worst car ever made?
Anything that runs on electric.
Now, you've already answered the question, what car you currently drive today. What did you drive before you had that car?
I drove my mum's Land Rover.
What a real story.
Yeah, it sucked. It was the worst car ever, and I always hit things with it, and I was like, oh, this is not good.
That is the kind of car you got to think about stopping the day before.
Yeah.
Okay, now last hard question. Biggest fear?
Spiders.
Really?
I'm so petrified, honest to God.
Well,
We had a huntsman in the house the other day, and I was like, Rhiannon, you're going to have to get the spider. I cannot deal with this.
But in fairness, they're an ugly looking spider.
Yeah, and like, no animal should move their legs separately, you know what I mean?
Shouldn't
like,
be hairy.
Yeah.
Well, mate, you've been really cool, but before you go, you got to teach me at least a line, and then let me audition for you, okay?
A line, all right, how about, I wish I was a rock star.
Here it goes, you ready?
You laid on me.
No, but don't be mean to me, okay?
I'll
if
do
it's
the
terrible,
Simon
just... Okay, I wish I was a rock star. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
A little bit of just go with it. Like,
Yeah.
sell
No,
it.
it was pretty
Sell
good.
it for me.
I really
That's why I
liked
drive
it.
cars. Now, mate, thank you very
Thank
much
you.
for
Thanks
coming
for
on the
having
show.
me.
So we're done, people. Ross, we're done. Thank you very much for the honest challenge today.
That big trophy sitting on the mantelpiece will be fantastic.
Yeah, you won't even have to bring it in, that's good. I will think of something else I can challenge you on.
Mopeds.
Probably beat him on that. Now, thank you very much to everyone that came on today's show, Reece Mastin, and of course, the people here from Northside Nissan that made today possible for you to cheat, Ross.
It was fantastic.
Okay, now if you want to know anything more or become a Zoomaholic, go to zoomtv.com.au, and don't forget, while you're there, send in your video, tell us more about things that you love that fly, drive or float. We want to hear it, don't we, Ross?
We certainly do.
All they've got to do is go to the website.
Yep.
What's that?
zoomtv.com.au.
It's amazing you remembered, but for an old guy, you're doing really well. Now, how about I drive home, because I think I do a safer job than you.
Not in this. Not in this.